First things first. What color of Yun is not taken?
um,
Like,
that
I like yellow and all black.
well, all black is awfully popular.
Is it?
Yeah,
Damn.
Donka plays yellow, but
Damn.
not
Okay.
many other people do.
Okay. What
It
color
seems like
isn't taken?
the magenta color isn't really used except by Nika KO, I think.
What button is that?
I don't even know. I stick to my buttons.
Magenta? Okay, what button is yours?
Is it? Mine's light punch. I just play default.
Okay,
I'm a default
so
boy.
I'm gonna press Fierce Punch. Oh, nope, it chose for me. Alright, so we're playing Karapom.
Perfect.
Alright, let me
It's a good start already.
turn the volume up.
Victor
Alright,
Icon.
so let's just start with the bare bones basic and we'll get into other minutia as we go as we talk about questions and stuff. But
Okay.
basically when I go 1, 2, 3 activate. Oh, damn, look
Here's
at
your
that.
color.
There's there's the color I wanted originally. When I go 1, 2, 3 activate, what is the next button? Let's say they get hit 1, 2, 3 activate. What is the next button? I'm mid screen. What is my route? Because basically what happens when I do it. Oh my god, I gotta get rid of that button. It's like I'm trying to like somehow like I'll try to do that to get into the corner, but then I can't reach them because I'm too far away from the corner. Like,
Yep.
what goes through your mind when you're like, okay, I'm in the middle of the screen and I do 1, 2, 3 and get an activation?
Yeah. So when we had talked before a little bit, I said that I like to keep it simple. I think that there is a lot to learn in Third Strike, and that if you stick to combos that you can do 95% of the time, you get to focus more on all of the other stuff, the chaos that happens in Third Strike.
Right.
So there are very specific answers of well, if you want to like stick to optimal things.
I want
But
to be able to generally, most of the time, this should
exactly,
work.
you
And
want
then
the
as I
type of
get
thing I would do.
right, and then as I get better and more comfortable, I can like okay, I understand timings and stuff once I'm in Jinjin. Now I can start to get a little more fancy, right?
Yeah, so the answer then to your question is that you want to do crouch medium punch and then stand heavy punch and then heavy punch shoulder.
And then heavy punch shoulder. So
Yep.
it would be then okay.
And then you can just do your repeated shoulders to the corner.
I see. Okay. So I just did the shoulder too late then. Let's see.
And the reason why you want to do crouch medium punch instead of stand heavy punch is a character specific reason on Dudley. But if you don't have to worry about that when you're learning, you just know, oh, this is going to work pretty much all the time.
Right. So after Fierce Punch, it's heavy shoulder, right?
Yep.
Oh. Okay. So let's make that an example. Okay, that does combo. I'm just scrubbing. Okay, so that does that. So you do shoulders into the corner, right? So let's
Sure.
say we go from that and then we get shoulders into the corner.
Yep.
Now, typically the thing that I get stuck in is like I'll do like this and then is this it? Like what you know, well, let's I'm mixing two things up. So we do shoulders to the corner and then let's say like how do you do the best ender when you did not really like what's the good thing to generally end it? Is it like last hit of Jinjin a shoulder and then at least just do a dash punch or like what is there any like generally even if you don't have the most optimal start of a Jinjin, how are you wanting to typically end it?
Generally, you're going to want your ender to look something like shoulder, forward heavy punch, lunge punch.
Okay, so
And that shoulder is supposed to hit after the Ganejin ends.
okay, so the shoulder should be a normal shoulder, basically.
Yep.
And then forward heavy punch, light lunge punch. Is it light
Yep.
lunge punch? Okay, gotcha.
Most of the time, it's light lunge punch, yeah.
Okay. So,
And some of the times, you have to Kara that lunge punch. So that's a good thing to start getting into the habit of.
is that with light kick?
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha. Is there any audible cue, or it just hits or it doesn't? Like, is there a way to know if you've done it or not?
There's no audible cue.
Okay. Yeah, there's no audible cue on his short, so okay.
Yeah. And there's no real, like, the visual cue is just that you move a little forward, and really you're just going to see that it hits.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes you don't actually have to Kara it, but it's a nice thing to get into the habit of doing, because there are other times where you'll be a little too far away, and if you hadn't Kara'd it, it won't hit.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So now let's go a little further. We go 1, 2, 3 activating the. God, I can't do that right now. 1, 2, 3 activating the corner, and then what I've been technically doing now was medium to forward fierce.
Yep, if you're in the corner, that's the right thing to do.
Okay. So
And then you want to do a forward medium kick.
and then forward medium kick.
And there's a slight delay after that forward heavy punch in order to get the medium kick to actually juggle.
Okay, so you have to delay it after. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I've just been going too fast. Okay, so in general, it's forward medium kick, then another forward medium kick?
Yes, generally that's what you should learn.
Okay. And then does it change from there, or?
It's 2 forward medium kicks and then palm, and you do that twice. And then you go for your ender of choice.
Okay. So does the forward medium kick, palm work on everybody?
No. So, again, we get to go into technicalities if you want to. Right now, I'm not going to do that. I'll say if on the weirder characters, like Oro and the twins, you want to do forward medium kick, and then you walk, and you do stand medium punch, and then you do your palm.
Okay, I gotcha. But it's similar. It's still technically the same routes. There's slight variation to get the palm to hit, though. The next.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, and for the video and listeners, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube later, Kara Palm's gonna show us all this. I just wanted to have control so I can go through in my mind what I've been struggling with. But he will show us on his screen what this all really looks like, because we'll run through it. Okay, so then the question becomes, because I noticed that when I have a good Yun round and I hit something into Jinjin and I combo into it, I do really well, and I'm like, damn, how do y'all lose with this character? But then the player's playing well, and then they block, right? And I have to activate and do some of this. Okay, well that's parrying. And then I have to do this Momo jump, right?
Yeah.
So
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, I would assume so. That's Yun's favorite part, so that they get to pressure you. So I activate, right?
Yeah.
And like, sometimes I'm here at this range.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it a step further. Let's say I'm fighting for my life. I can only activate out here. What do I do? Because I see people do this and somehow make it safe, and then I sometimes get blown up for it. Like, do I activate, do a light dive hit to close the difference, and then try to move in? Or what is generally fairly safe and not super easy to deal with for the other player.
Yeah, this is the fun part because I get to talk to you as a very experienced third strike player. I don't have to kind of go into basics here.
Okay.
So you have to vary up your approaches because if you don't, third strike has that beautiful thing called parry, and you're going to lose.
Exactly.
So you said you start this off by saying that you can lunge punch and it can be at a safe distance, but if the opponent thinks you're going to lunge punch in again, they'll get 2, sometimes 3 parries required and get a throw punish, and you've lost all your grenade at that point.
Sure, or even a preemptive something that will straight stuff a dash punch. But yep.
Yep. So the better option, if you just want to close distance, you can do the crab walk, which is definitely a little more advanced, but it's also simple to explain. Yeah, you hold forward and you press medium punch and light kick at the same time, pretty much as fast as you can.
Okay.
Yep. And so that'll close your distance, but also it's really easy to parry that medium punch. So Dudleys will love to parry it and hit that heavy kick, and then you lose.
And then you're done, so yeah.
Like 50% of your life, and you lost that grenade you worked so hard to build.
Right.
So that's also, you have this roller coaster effect of Yoon, where you can feel like you're on the top of the world and everything's going right, but it's awfully easy for it to go around.
Right.
The classic concept of the fact that you're playing a glass cannon, right? We've all heard that many times. But you can use the crab walk, you can use lunge punch, you can use a super jump forward with either a dive kick or a jump medium kick is an extremely good button.
It is. Like, what the hell? Yeah, I've noticed that playing. Okay.
Yeah.
So
you don't get the priority of super in Ganesian. I mean, I've heard this recently, and people can correct me if needed, but when you're in Ganesian, it's my understanding now that jump moves don't actually get that super priority, so you can get stuffed by certain things still.
Okay.
However, the opponent should be afraid of you empty jump parrying, because that's something that you need to show earlier in your match that you're capable of doing.
Yep.
So these are like your 4+ options. There are some times where I'll just walk forward and do a Kara forward heavy punch or a Kara stand heavy punch, and that's using medium punch first just to give you the extra distance. And that's also a pretty good option, especially when you mix it in with Kara crouch medium kick. Everybody that plays me knows that I like to do these things, so
Excuse
they're
me,
pretty good
Kara
option.
crouch medium kick?
Yeah, so you do stand medium punch and you immediately cancel into a crouch medium kick when you're in Canadian.
Okay.
And you get really good distance, and it's a low if they're trying to parry forward to try to catch a heavy punch or forward heavy punch.
Okay. So let's go a step further. So I activate Jin, and then I get close. I full screen activate, and then I get close. Right? I'm like right around here. Whether they're in the corner or not, this distance here, I'm a little mystified by. Because it seems like most Yuns are just like, but I don't know if I'm just don't have timing or the feel of it yet, but I somehow get stopped when I'm here and I'm activating.
Instead of pressing forward heavy punch there, try just pressing heavy punch and seeing how far you are.
I see.
So when you're Ganesian, you have a little bit of more distance that it covers.
Yeah, that is actually much better already. I can already tell that this is... Because from here...
if you get them to block that heavy punch, and let's say you have your dummy recorded mashing crouch light kick, you can punish that as soon as they block your first heavy punch. If you follow that up with your own forward heavy punch, it should punish.
I see what you mean. So, that was a whole block stream. So, but yeah, I put a slight delay there. I put a slight delay there, and that opened it up. Okay, so so when I'm at this range, that makes a lot more sense because I was doing this, and then what happens is I get pushed out here.
Yeah.
And then I can't like cancel into because you can't really cancel out of that like you can that.
Yep.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. So standing fierce is the way to go. So if it hits, like obviously you can go into a shoulder. If it doesn't hit, you can follow up with your other buttons. Like I'm assuming. Oh, I can even close the distance with the forward
Yep.
medium kick after that. Okay. Okay, so that like makes a lot more sense for me. Okay.
And as soon as you get them to block one thing, if you're holding forward, you're going to be in a pretty good spot. So if you get them to block that stand heavy punch and you're just holding forward afterwards, you can choose a bunch of different options to continue your pressure.
That's right. That's something that I don't. What's up, Dizzy? Hey everyone, if the audio's okay or bad, just let me know. It's always a thing. But that's a very good point. I, as a lowly Alex player, I often forget that walk speed for Yun and Yang and a few others is incredibly good. So being able to that you can really use this. God, he's fast walking.
Yeah, his forward walk speed is really good.
Yeah.
Thanks, doggy.
Thanks, doggy. Someone subbed. Thank you, Enzo. So. Oh my God! Yeah, look at that.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, so that is
Yep.
something that I often forget. Yun has amazing walk speed, and that actually makes up for some of his lacking in normals. Although I think some of his normals are actually pretty damn good. But
Yeah, he has a lot of good tools.
okay, so. All right, so that answers some questions there. So now. Let's talk about when, let's just say I throw, activate. Am I doing this and fishing or command grabbing?
Yeah, that's the first thing you should learn.
So let me tell you my experience of just messing with Yun for 2 days.
Okay.
I'll do this, I'll activate, oops. And then I walk up, they down parry throw me.
Yeah.
So,
But
is
can
there a
do,
way to make the short not like they can parry it, but is it the way? Because most of the times when I do down parry and try to press a button, the second short beats it. Is it because they're down parrying throwing?
yeah, if you follow with an immediate throw, you can catch the cancel. Because the Yun player, you have to assume, is just mashing crouch light kick as fast as they can, right?
Right. So
You should be able to get a down parry into an immediate throw.
So what does the Yun player do? Do they do the classic delay? Is there a is it the standard wake up game? Because when I'm on the opposing side of J&J, it doesn't feel like I have the same wake up game that I would normally have. Again, you know what I mean? It feels oppressive, but I can't seem to make that happen.
Yeah, you can't quite recreate it yet.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
they already know that you want to go for the light kick, so they just call that out right away.
right.
So if you throw them in the corner like that and then you activate, you can still get a stand medium punch into crouch light kick, so that gives you an immediate high option.
Okay, so just to adding to the variance would be strong then low short.
Yep.
Okay.
And if either of those hit, you can hit confirm into walking crouch light kicks and get your full follow up.
So, if a crouching short or a standing medium punch hits, I should be able to how many times can I do this walk short crouching short?
If you get really precise with it, you can do it something like 5 times.
Oh, okay.
5
Gotcha.
crouch light kicks can combo if you continue to walk at the right pace and do it at the right time.
Okay, so I need to get more comfortable with it because sometimes it feels like, damn, I only had one short, but I could technically do that one, like, you know, twice, 3 times, and then go into my combo. Obviously, the earlier you confirm or convert into it, the better.
The
'cause
better
you have more
scaling.
time. But right, okay, gotcha.
And then another option after you throw them and activate like that is actually to do a close heavy punch because it's 2 hits. But you know, the SoCal favorite defensive option here is to forward parry once and throw immediately because
Right,
that
which
will
that
come
will
out
beat
before the
double
second hit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If they try to go for the optimal punish, the second hit will hit them. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
noticed that, and this is kind of the story of my life. When I play against less experienced players, I will set this fierce up, and they'll like parry throw, and then I'll play against someone, you know, A rank or above, and they will be parrying going for something more optimal, and I win here. Which is like, just, it's funny. But anyway, okay, so...
That's the circle of third strike.
Yeah, the circle of third strike, for sure. So, when we do... Okay, so that answers some stuff. So, as far as this situation. So let's say I activate and I'm doing my shorts and he just blocks, right? He's just a blocker.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna short.
You'll have to change the, unless you want to
Yeah, I'll have to change that.
parry the crouch light kick, you can change the reaction.
Yeah.
It's the counterattack light kick.
There it is. So, when we're in this situation where it's Zempo time, command grab time, right? Is there a strength I need to use?
No.
Okay. So in general, again, this is all we got to talk about in generalities
Exactly,
it can
yeah.
get very deep. But in general, I hit this Zempo, and then what is my next button?
It's gonna be medium kick, up kicks. So medium kick, dragon kick, dragon punch.
Wait, that. Oh, crouching medium kick?
No. You just do Zempo, and then you do dragon punch motion, medium kick.
Oh,
And then after that, you're going to do a medium punch shoulder.
I see.
So
Oh my God, that makes it so much easier. I didn't even think about that.
there you go. You did your side switch that you need to do.
Okay, so
After the side switch, it depends on how much meter you have left on what you want to do.
right. Oops.
There you go.
Okay, I understand.
If
Okay,
that was at the
so
very end, you would have done crouch medium punch, light up kick.
light up kick, right? Okay, so that makes a whole lot of sense. God, I didn't even think about that. Oh, I did get the side switch, but okay. So that was what I was struggling with. I'm like, after I was doing this, I'm like, or like, or I would do this. I'm like, try to do crouching medium into shoulder, like. God, that
yeah.
makes it so much easier just going into immediate up kicks. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
The exception here, in that it will drop if you try to do this, is on Elena. Elena, I highly recommend you just go into shoulders and you do a mid-screen side swap. But
Mid-screen side swap.
yeah, you just do that so that way you can get the crouch medium punch, light kick, ender, even though you're mid-screen.
But you can't do the up kicks after, right?
You can on Elena.
Oh, so what was the difference between on hers again?
The medium kick, up kick that
Mhm.
we're doing will whiff on her because of her weird hurt box.
So you do what instead?
You do shoulder.
Oh, just immediate shoulder.
Yeah, immediate shoulder.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
This is the best option when starting out for sure.
Okay.
There's a lot of more nuanced answers, but I actually still do shoulder and then get the good ender mid screen.
Yeah, which in reality, and you know, this can go into some very deep stuff. But in general, and this is kind of why I'm learning some Yun. In general, being consistent is the key to success many times in this game.
For sure. Yeah.
And that's kind of why I'm learning Yun for a little bit, is because, you know, you can be consistent with Alex, but he has nothing to fall back on.
Yeah.
But if I activate Jin and I stay consistent, my odds go up tremendously.
Yeah, the only argument I'd see here is the fact that Alex has a lot more life to take risks.
Right. God, and this can go into like super deep stuff, but Yun does
Yep.
not have to take risks.
Everything is a risk in some way in Third Strike, right?
Well, right,
Once you start playing
meaning
people
like,
good enough.
but meaning like, Alex, like, and this is just an example. Alex would have to sit here and like somehow press at the disadvantage, where Yun always has the option to run away and build Jin.
That's very true. Yeah, we always have an option to fall back on, or a game plan to fall back on.
Right,
And Alex's game plan is that he has to outthink the opponent in some way, right?
Right, and that is very hard to be consistent at.
Definitely.
Whereas if I play Yun and I go back and do this, I don't necessarily have to outthink at this point, right? Not dissing Yun players or anything. It's just that, like, it's just the nature of the game. Like, I've been noticing that as through these last few tournaments, you know, Evo and Jazzy, certain things. But anyway, so let's go, and we can talk about that type of stuff later. But let's go ahead and switch to your screen.
Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait for that conversation.
Dude, they're telling you, they're in the chat, they're saying you're the most polite dude and you're just throwing some shade at me. Alright, so go ahead and share your screen.
So what do you want to start seeing?
So first just show me, and this is more so just so we have like video of it, but just show me a clean 1, 2, 3 mid-screen into the full best, or let's say 1, 2, 3 mid-screen into the most consistent, decent combo.
Okay. So starting out, most consistent. So I was close enough to the corner that I could just do that. But let's say we're further out.
Right.
So that's what I would recommend for you to start out learning.
And that was, I see. So it really, during Enders, that forward fierce into dash is the best.
Yep. It does a lot of damage, and damage is related to how much meter you gain. So.
Okay. So now I saw when you were slightly closer, you opted for crouching medium forward fierce.
Yep.
So it really is dependent about knowing where you are on the screen.
Yep.
Okay, so that looked like a fairly easy to do ender. After the last palm, it's up kick with medium kicks?
Yep. Or heavy kick.
Heavy kick, okay.
Yeah,
light
last
shoulder.
Palm. Yep. On Shotos you can do light shoulder, other characters you can do medium, but you do heavy kick, up kicks, light shoulder, forward heavy punch, lunge punch.
Okay. Alright. So now what if you started dead in the corner 1, 2, 3 activate? Does it change at all?
Yeah, if you're dead in the corner, then you do crouch medium punch, stand heavy punch, and a heavy punch shoulder like I did the first time around.
I'm sorry, if the opponent is dead in the corner.
Yeah, like that, right? Where we just were.
Yeah, so but now if Ryu is smack dab in the corner, does the combo change at all from 1, 2, 3 activate? Like if Ryu is totally in the corner 100%, does it change at all?
No.
Okay. Because I imagine if Ryu is 100% in the corner, you're not going to be doing activate
Oh,
1, 2, 3 shoulder, right?
if Ryu's in the corner, yeah, that's correct. So if we're already starting the corner, then it looks more like I'm not used to doing the second medium kick anymore. So there's your corner bread and butter.
Okay, yeah. Jesus, is that 96 damage?
That is 96 damage. Yep.
Okay, it wasn't. It wasn't just in my head all along.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does a grip of damage.
So okay. So and now I'm assuming there's something more optimal here too. Like
Yeah.
if we were
What I just did.
Mm-hmm.
What I
Oh,
just did
100
is
damage. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I replaced one of the medium kicks with Kara Palm, and
Uh-huh.
it has been called Ghetto Palm forever. But doing that combo in Baltimore in early 2000s is why I have the name I have. It's just what people, after I explained it to somebody, they said, "Oh well, we'll just call you Kara Palm."
They didn't call you
And
Ghetto Palm?
no, they didn't call me Ghetto Palm. They weren't ready to call a tiny white kid in Baltimore Ghetto Palm.
I mean, I'm ready, but okay. All right. So from man, there's just yeah, such helpful information. So, okay. So, can you show me the Zempo into the combo mid-screen and then also when you're in the corner versus them in the corner? Does that make
Sure.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll look like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a good example. And that's
Yep.
with you starting in the corner.
Actually,
Or were you
Ryu was in the corner. I Zimpoed. It put me in the
Oh,
corner,
yes,
so I did the
yes.
side swap.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
If Ryu's in the corner,
If you're in the
I
corner.
mean, if I'm in the corner, if for some reason I'm activating Ganagin and I'm Zimpoing my way out of it, so
Right.
this is a situation that doesn't happen very often, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You can just do so you can do that. You can also just palm right away. There's a couple options, but as you can tell, it's a situation that doesn't come up very often, so I'm not as well practiced. That's probably your best option there, is just to
Were
do
there
the palm
Kara
right
palms
away.
in that combo?
I think so.
You just do it so naturally you didn't even notice.
There you go.
So,
The amount of meter you end up with afterwards is going to depend on a lot of things.
Right. What is Kara palm? Just so I know.
You still use light kick.
And any
And
strength
so-
of.
Yeah, the strength of palm doesn't actually matter.
Okay. Does the strength of Zempo matter?
No.
Okay.
Most of the time, people will piano Zempo, so that way they have the chance of getting a Kara Zempo. And you'll hear the
You'll hear the woo!
yeah.
Yep. Okay. Because it's canceling the crouch roundhouse, right?
There you go. Yeah, it's crushing the crouch roundhouse.
Okay. Okay. All right. How about just straight up mid screen? You get a Zempo.
So that's what I was talking about. How many crouch light kicks you can combo? I did stand medium punch and then did 6 comboed crouch light kicks. So you can grab that as an example as well. Mid screen Zempo, you'll want to. It's going to definitely depend on how much meter you have, but that's one option where your shoulder ends up being the hitting after the Ganagin, and so
Okay.
you just get crouch medium punch into light kick up kick, and that'll build you 40% bar. If you get it early, it'll look. You still do pretty much the same thing, but you can start with up kick and push your opponent to the corner. and then do your standard corner ender.
Okay,
Those are
gotcha.
basically your two options that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what? Okay. Yeah.
The fun part of this is that these juggles are nuanced depending on how fast the character falls. Urian, you have to do it really late.
Mm.
Um, Oro also has kind of weird timing since he has a weird hurt box.
Okay. Okay. So, man,
To me, the
this.
fun part is that these combos are like the gimme. That's what you're supposed to expect from a young player to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
But the stuff that really makes life hard for the opponent is everything else. Um, it's a lot scarier playing against somebody that's going to have really well placed dive kicks or well placed crouch medium kicks or
Ex-
someone that can
ex-
confirm crouch medium kick into lunge punch can like very well.
exactly. And that's kind of where I feel like I'm at. Like, I know a little bit of Yun to be able to play him outside of Jinny Jin,
Mm.
and I do okay, quote unquote, okay. But I didn't have any Jinny Jin combos. So once I learn Jinny Jin combos, then I feel like that like area will be not like my brain, my like whole peanut-sized brain won't be like so lost on the Jinny Jin part that I can go back to the normal parts and start kind of dialing in better space dive kicks, neutral stuff like that. While
Yeah,
we are on that topic, and I don't want to go super into Jinny Jin, I kind of want to keep these like 3 or 4 or 5 core kind of like this is what you do mid screen, corner, block, not block, Zempo, general stuff. So we can go much deeper, and unless you have other things to kind of point out or leave it at that to not go too deep, what do you think? As far as Jinny Jin goes, because I have questions as far as how you feel about Yun in neutral and other things.
yeah. I think that as far as Ganajin goes, that's what you want to stick to. You have your core concepts that you can get your opponent to the corner and do your enders because enders are king. It almost
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter how you get to your ender, as long as you get your ender and you get that free meter, or you set up a very advantageous situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like every character, meter is king.
Okay. So